Brock Page here, third installment of my rambling rhetoric. I do sports picks for fun. Let's get right into it. Game of the week, New Orleans travels to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. 4:25 Eastern start at the LA Coliseum. The markets open this one up with the LA Rams as the 2.5-point favorites and the total at a rotund 53.5 points. Since the betting opened up, we've seen slight movement, half a point here or there on the spread, but overall we still have the LA Rams minus 2.5, with the total remaining at 53.5 points. Rams bettors lost just 5 cents on the money line as LA is $1.45 to win this one outright. And at the moment, I'm seeing the public money very slightly shaded toward the New Orleans side. Not enough to move the lines just yet. I think the markets have it right where they want it. And wow, what can I say? We have two very solid teams playing for NFC dominance. We also have two very good teams against the spread. Rams are 6-4 ATS overall and 4-3 covering as the favorite. LA is also 2-1 against the number, facing teams over 500. And most impressive, this Rams ball club is a very impressive 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. Certainly, if you're leaning toward the Rams in this one, you could be sitting pretty. But before you go ahead and take out a marker for a few dimes, just keep in mind that this Rams team has not been 100% stellar in these games at home. LA's covered just 2 of 4 games in the Coliseum and just 2 of 5 games at the current posted total. Along with getting whooped by the Vikes just a few short days ago, this Rams squad has also failed to cover 3 of 5 games versus teams allowing less than 21 points per contest. LA's got their work cut out for them as they're facing a white-hot Saints team smack dab in the middle of an 8-game win streak. New Orleans has also been a hearty meal ticket to those taking them on the spread this year. The Saints are covering 70% of their games overall with a record of 7-3 ATS for the year. The Saints have also traveled very well, covering 80% of their games on the road this far. A couple more things for Rams bettors to ponder on. The New Orleans Saints have gone a perfect 4-0 against the spread versus teams over 500. They're also an unblemished 4-0 covering against teams allowing less than 21 points a game. In addition to all that, the Saints are 7-1 against the number in their last 8 matchups. All told, the case for both sides can certainly be made, but these Saints continue to get the job done in the outright game and against the points. Now, scoring-wise, once again, we opened up with a very high total of 53.5 points. Can't imagine why, right? The Saints team is averaging 37 points per contest in their last 3. They're also 2-0 to the overs in their last duo. Meanwhile, on the other side, same song and dance for these Rams games as they averaged 39 points per contest in their previous 3 before last week. But before you go ahead and restructure your mortgage, these Rams games have gone 3-1 to the unders in their last 4, thanks to that stingy defense. LA's D gave up just 8 points on average in their previous 3 games before last week's loss at Minnesota. And Saints games, despite going 2-0 to the overs in their last 2, have actually gone 3-2 to the unders in their previous 5. The equally impressive Saints defense gave up just 13 points per contest in those 3 unders as well. All that in mind, I've got to imagine the public money is going to start moving this total upward despite the high opening number. If that's the case, though, I'm actually going to be leaning toward the other side. All said and done, I'm finding myself making a play on both the spread and the total in this one. All told, I'm going to buy it up and take the Saints plus 3 with the under 53.5. Next game, same state, same time. Denver at Oakland. The Raiders open 4, now 4.5. Total open 44, now 43.5. Currently, Oakland's the $2.25 favorites on the money line to win it outright. And at the moment, the Broncos are taking just 28% of Johnny Public's hard-earned cash. So look for them to be catching another half a point or so in the very near future. This one could very well close out with Oakland laying a touchdown by kickoff. And if you're leaning toward the Oakland side of things, you can certainly take solace in the fact that this Denver team just hasn't been very good covering that number on the year. So far, Denver's covered just 2 of 10 overall and just 1 of 4 catching the points. Actually, quite surprising that Denver's been the dog in just 4 of their 10 games on the year. They've been favored 6 out of 10. Wow. In addition to all that, Denver against the spread is 0-2 as the road underdog and 0-6 in their last 6 games. They're going up against an Oakland squad who's covered 50% of their games at the Coliseum and 50% of their games against teams with a sub 400 record. Before last week's drubbing at the hands of the Patriots in Mexico City, this Oakland team had actually covered 2 of their previous 3. Short story long, the Raiders really haven't earned a 5-point lay in this one, but Denver's been so abysmal these last 6 weeks that a 5-point lay actually might be generous for Oakland bettors. Now, scoring-wise, we haven't seen much of it on the Denver side of the ball. That said, though, the Broncos are giving up so many points on D that 3 of their last 4 games have actually gone over the line. They gave up a rotund 40 points per contest in those overs. Are we going to see another banner day from Mr. Carr? Well, quite possible, as Oakland games have gone 3-1 to the overs in their last 4 themselves. Things might be looking bright for Mr. Osweiler on the Denver side of things, though, as this Raider defense gave up a bulbous 30 points per contest in their last 4 themselves. All that in mind, I'm still not completely convinced this one will go over because of that guy under center in the orange, but the numbers say yes. My bubbling, carb-filled gut says no. I do like a play on the sides in this one, though. All told, I'm buying the hook and taking Oakland -4, getting the job done at home. Next game, Seattle, San Fran, 4:05 Eastern kickoff at Levi Stadium. The Seahawks open 7, now 7.5. Total open 42, now 43. Over money, pretty cool. All right, Seattle's currently the 3-1 favorites to win this one outright. And at the moment, Niners taking 29% of the public money, so look for them to be catching 8 to 8.5 at some point during the week. And if you like the Niners in this spot at home here, why the hell not? They haven't been that bad against the number, right? So far, the Niners have gone 5-5 ATS overall and covered 50% of their games as the underdog. Even better, this seemingly hapless Niners bunch is going 2-1 against the spread versus teams giving up less than 21 points a game. They're going up against a Seattle team who's been, as our buddies in the desert would say, a foreclosure team when it comes to covering that pesky number. The Seahawks have covered just 3 of 10 overall and just 2 of 6 as the favorite. Seattle against the spread is also 2-3 when traveling, 0-2 at the current total, and 0-4 in their last 4 games. I hate to put my hard-earned pennies on a ghastly bunch such as these Niners, but I might just have to. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Seattle's previous 3 games have gone under the line, and similar story on the Niners side as their games went 1-2 to the unders in their previous 3 as well. San Fran has also scored just 10 points per contest in their previous 3 before their lone win at home against the G-Men. When it comes to the total in this one, the public bettors must know something I don't. I really can't see this one getting over 43 points. Line moved upward. And with that said, I proudly announce that I'm making a play on all 3 in this riveting matchup in the Bay. All told, I'm buying it up and taking San Fran +8. Seattle outright for insurance. And the under, 43 in this one. Next game, Jacksonville, Arizona, 4:25 East. U of Phoenix Stadium. Jags open 3.5, now 4.5. Totals at 38. Currently, the Jags are 210 to win it outright. And at the moment, the Cardinals are taking just 31% of the public money. So look for them to catch another half a point quite soon. Now, if you had these Cardinals on your tickets in the weeks prior, well, you've had a lot of ripped up tickets. Arizona's covered just 2 of 10 overall and just 1 of 4 in the friendly confines. The Cards also covered just 1 of 6 catching points in 1 of their last 4 games. Arizona's also struggled to cover against winning ball clubs, going 0-3 ATS versus teams over 500. They're going up against a playoff-minded Jacksonville team who's 5-1 covering on the road and 2-1 as the official road favorite. Jacksonville against the number is also 3-1 in their last 4. Now, scoring-wise, lots of unders in these Jacksonville games. The Jags are 4-0 to the unders in their last 4. They're giving up just 7 points a game in those 4 unders as well. Wow. Meanwhile, on the other side, not much different. On the Arizona side of things, their games went 3-1 to the unders in their last 4 themselves. The opening number was quite low, and it's exactly that for a very just cause. As for me, though, I find myself rather uninterested in the total. I do like these Jags, though, and I like them to cover. All told, I'm going to buy it down and take Jacksonville -4, taking care of business on the road. Next game, Sunday night prime time, Green Bay at Pittsburgh. The Steelers opened 14.5, now 14. Totals at 41.5. And at the moment, Pittsburgh's laying $1 million to win it outright. Totally kidding. They're laying 1,000. And why wouldn't they be laying so much to win? They got a Packers opponent who couldn't beat their way out of a wet paper bag. Seriously, the Pack just failed to cover 4 of their last 5, and they're pretty banged up depth-wise. Meanwhile, the Steelers are 6-4 against the spread overall and 3-1 covering at Heinz Field. The Steelers against the spread are also 5-4 as the favorite, 3-1 as the favorite at home, and 4-1 in their last 5. Scoring-wise, both teams are 2-2 to the unders in their last 4. Pittsburgh's D is good. Green Bay's offense is bad. I get it. That in mind, though, the Steelers could put this one over themselves. Who am I kidding, though? I have no interest in betting this game. I've wasted my time and yours. All told, I'm indifferently taking no action in this game that I have no care or concern about wagering-wise. All right, I'm going to slide to my next and final game for the show. Houston +7 at Baltimore with the total at an even 38. Currently, Baltimore's $3.20 to win it outright. And at the moment, Houston is taking just 48% of Johnny Q Public's money. Won't be enough to move the line organically, though. Once again, we got another tough one to pick here in Week 12. Both teams are 6-4 ATS overall. Although Baltimore successfully covered the spread in their last 3 straight, they're also 3-2 against the spread, laying the points, and 2-1 covering as the official home favorite. They're going up against a Houston team who hasn't been too shabby against the number themselves. They covered 3 of 4 on the road and 4 of 6 catching points. The Texans are also 2-0 covering at the current posted total, but failed to cover 2 of their last 3. My brain's confused. Now, scoring-wise, Houston games are 2-1 to the unders in their last 3. Meanwhile, Baltimore games are 2-1 to the overs in their last 3 themselves. Now I'm really confused. All in all, I apologize, folks. I got nothing for you. And if you're really pissed at me for not making a pick on 2 games this week, well, shame on you for taking betting advice from a guy shooting YouTube videos in his bedroom. But seriously, I appreciate each and every one of you. I wish I could be of more help to you for this game. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. Happy Thanksgiving once again. That does it for my 3rd and final installment for NFL Week 12. So, once again, that's going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.